I was actually born in Bihar, though I didn't grow up there. But I was raised in Mumbai, and did all my schooling in the central school system of India, and and then I ended up doing my engineering after that, so on. But yeah, almost all of my growing up life was in Mumbai.
And once you began your professional career, were there some things that, back in your childhood days and schooling days that you thought were really good things that you had absorbed that helped you in your career?
No, I think, and this applies to a whole generation of people come from the generation that I come from, and is the whole work ethic piece, which has been, and it still is intact. I see in India a lot of it is still intact. Is that work is worship, and some of those things that you learn that not just in one place or in a school or at home, but you just know that that's the way it works. Coming from a family of people who've been in the service line, in some form of service or the other, that work ethic has probably been one of the pieces that I still cherish as one of the things that you live your life by. It keeps the sense of artificial entitlement away from you in life. Mm-hmm. No matter how much you achieve, I believe that whatever success that has come to me is still there's still more that I need to do to deserve that, right? So and that ethic keeps you going forward. The moment one realizes that I'm already putting in more than I'm getting out of this life, it's a very dangerous situation to be in. So I think that ethic, which I think I've discussed this with a lot of my colleagues, I think that work ethic seems to be somehow coming together in the culture we grew up with, and I believe most of it is intact even today in the country.
And if I look currently now, to bring it up to Infosys, you're one of the most senior executives at Infosys. Obviously, many people look at you and define the way they will be also. What are some of the things that you hope that they get, either from the Infosys style or your own style, that you think will help professionals progress?
No, I think I've been now with Infosys now for over 14 years. In fact, today is the day when I'm over 14 years. Yesterday is the day that I really joined, February 24th, 1997. So I can say over 14 years now. One of the fundamental elements of Infosys, which was true 1997, I think it is intact even today, if not even stronger proposition, is that you can make money in a legal, ethical way in India. Among many other propositions, this is one which stood out for me when I joined Infosys, and it stands out even today. And that says a lot about, it creates an example, a role model for people to say, yes, you can criticize Infosys on maybe something in terms of business strategy. You can criticize us for maybe some project we may not have done, all well. That happens. That isn't part of the business. But that's more a professional criticism, which is welcome. But never has this company been criticized by any stakeholder in this world, anyone, for ethical and and malified intent, right? But that is not just big for the Indian setting, but it's big for the global setting. It's not easy to come across such companies. I'm not saying we are completely unique, but we are definitely rare from that perspective. That, to me, is very valuable even today. And to me, to your point, to your question on what is it that an individual should take away from a company like this, is that feeling that you can hold your head high as you deliver a service, you make money, and you go back and say, we did good and we did well at the same time.
Superb. Superb. May I ask you now, in your current role, just a short description of what you hope to achieve with it, and as the head of, if I call it marketing, and however you'd like to define your role, but and head of marketing for Infosys and other additional tasks in the media and entertainment industries, what is it that you're trying to do?
Well, we are on a path to really understand and execute on the changing environment for our clients. As you know, Infosys works with some of the largest corporate clients across the world. And it's always been a changing time in the world, but never has it been so dramatically shifting in the living memory of most of us as it has been over the last 2-3 years. And the changes are not only coming from the large financial crisis that happened in the West and then touched everyone in the world, but there are many other forces which seem to be acting pretty strongly, changing the world, and definitely therefore changing the businesses for our clients. To name a few, there's a big shift in and where the major consumers are, or the whole emerging markets. There's a big shift in our understanding of how important is climate for our sustenance and therefore for our business. There is, the financial crisis has brought in a focus around ethical business practices, right? Technology seems to be gaining momentum, and the rate of change seems to be just exploding in the field of technology. Now, if you put all of these together, and that's kind of putting the technology piece is actually enabling a lot of other change. How people communicate, how people entertain themselves, how people want to do commerce, right? How people want to make friends and meet friends. So it's a seminal times in our age on how things are changing, no matter where you look for the world. And for Infosys, as a partner for large corporate clients in the world, it is important for us to understand these changes to the extent we possibly can at this point in time,